the topic of virtual assistants. I want to just find out who's used them. Does anybody have experience? Kind of give me like, what you went through working with a virtual assistant. So anybody on here have worked with them before?
I've used a couple of them. I've been hiring them for 20 years.
We got
Um,
Andrew, Matt. Okay,
I
so
think
kind of fill us in,
Jeff
man.
was
Like
down
what
there.
Jeff, you worked with a virtual assistant as well?
Yeah, I
You're
have
not
one currently.
you're not living until you have a VA. Like you're not experiencing life until you have a VA. Once you realize how much time they give back that you can spend with your family and your loved ones, and how much more food you can eat, you'll understand. Like a VA is literally game changing. It's almost life changing in my opinion. And that may sound insane, but ask Matt Fitch. Matt.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, they're definitely a valuable tool. They've been around for a while, and it seems like we're just now talking about it. But I used them when I was running iHaul for a little bit, and they would manage a lot in the app. I didn't use them for answering live calls, but pretty much anything other than a live call, they're pretty good for it because they're fluent. There's just a little bit of maybe not always a language barrier, but just the accent could be an issue on like the phone answer.
Mhm.
But anything else, they can handle it.
So what I want to know is, where do you find good ones? Is there like a certain site that you guys use that you had good experiences with? Also, have you heard of bad experiences working with VAs?
Yeah. I mean, onlinejobs.ph is going to be your best bet. You could find good ones from Upwork, but they might charge. It's just onlinejobs.ph is usually your best, your
And
best bet.
what do
Matt,
you
actually,
expect to pay per hour? And like how
uh,
do you pay them? Per job, per hour? How does that work?
so it could be as low as $2 an hour to on the high end $10 an hour. I always shoot for in the middle, $5 an hour, and that's paying them. So this is a topic I take very serious. I teach this very aggressively. I have an entire course on it. I follow Dan Martell. I have his book, Buy Back Your Time. It's all on VAs. This is something I stand by, and it's like very intensely. Their minimum wage out there by the federal government in the Philippines, like issued by their government, is $200 a month. That's the minimum wage. So you're essentially paying them three times if you pay them at $5 an hour, three times minimum wage. So that would be like us, our minimum wage 17 an hour, and us getting like $58 an hour, $51 an hour. But yeah, so $5 an hour is about the average. Matt Fitch, what about you? I know you do a lot with VAs too. Like
I do, yeah.
Stand.
Once I find something that works, I usually like just go with it. So I always used Fiverr. I did a little bit with Upwork, and I'm going to check out onlinejobs.ph because everything that Andrew says is wicked smart. So I've never heard of that, and so I'm going to use that one. But I have a whole system. Like anytime I have a new task that I need help with, I'll have a message that I copy and paste to 20 or 30 of these freelancers that specialize in the specific task, because different VAs are good at doing different things. And so get on there and you search and you find a list of all the ones that do the thing that you need help with. And then I send all of them the same message. Half of them might not even respond. The ones that do respond, based on how they respond, they're going to narrow themselves down to, whether I'm going to continue the conversation with them. And it just, I'm looking for a few things. I'm looking for their fluency, their knowledge on the topic that we're looking at, and their speed. Because some of these guys are good, but they're backed up. Then there's other guys that are pretty new, that are good, that aren't backed up yet. And so those are the guys you want. So what I'll do is I'll go and I'll look and I'll try to find someone that's got a decent amount of reviews, like a bunch of good reviews. And then those are the guys that end up messaging. And I might message 20 people and find 2 or 3. And I'll send those 2 or 3 the same task. And whichever one does it better, I'll send them more tasks. And it's like $4 or $5 an hour.
Them what is the training like for these people? Like for the Pacific jobs, is a lot of training you have to go through with them?
Yes.
The better you train them, like any normal human being, the better performance you'll get out of them. And a lot of people expect their VAs to like do everything. I want a VA that does SEO. I want a VA that does website design. I want a VA that does phone calls. I want a VA that does customer service. I want a VA, and they expect this VA to do everything. In reality, you should try to get a VA I have a VA that helps me with editing. Like without her, I wouldn't be able to pump out as much content as I do. Like I need her. She is my, and I trained her, and it's just
Andrew,
recording.
Andrew, when you say train, what do you mean by training? Like, give us an example what you would do.
So what I would do is the first thing I do, let's say with my video editor, is you first pick out a bunch of them and you choose which one's portfolios you like the most, right? And take this to any topic. Let's phone sales, web design, right? You have
social media.
It doesn't matter what you do, but you would first start by telling them what they're going to do. And then I literally spend a week recording Loom videos. Loom is an easy way to record your screen with your face and your audio, and it makes a screen recording. And I literally spent, like, when I hired for phone sales, I'll give you guys an example. When I trained my VAs from the Philippines to take over Jedi John, I had not touched phones for a year. I had 2 VAs. I trained them. I made a pin on Google Maps of every single city in Ventura County, Los Angeles County, San Fernando Valley. I taught them the little locations, and I pop quizzed them for a week until they knew LA County perfectly. We came up with the backstory that they came from Hawaii. We explained their accent. We had this whole thing. And then I trained them 10 videos of how to use Workies. I was using Workies at the time. And I showed them, and then I gave them videos of me. Luckily, I'd already uploaded to YouTube. I had them watch all of my YouTube videos on phone sales and phone calls. And then I also gave them 100 call recordings of me, because I record every call tracking and call recording, and had them listen to all 100 calls. So not only were they trained on all the JRA content, all the JRA's phone sales videos, my phone sales videos, 100 call recordings, 15 videos on how to use Workies, me going through mock phone sales for 2 weeks with them, and geography training. Then I threw them on the phones. Yeah. So you can see that I did not take this lightly. I put in the work, and that's how Jedi sustained having VAs from the Philippines run my phone system.
I have a question, because, like, if you get a VA to help with YouTube videos, that's really the only thing right now that I would hire.
Have you ever considered?
We've never used a VA, but there's times when we're like editing videos, or I want to create shorts and I don't want to sit there for 2 hours, So how would you get a VA to do those things for you, yet it still is your style?
Yeah. So
training.
Yeah. Can you imagine being able to go fishing and spend more fishing time with your lady? Because I know you're a hustler, man, but can you imagine 10 more hours a week of fishing? A VA. So to answer that question, so you can fish more, Matt, and do whatever you guys want to do, is you find the video editor you like. You're going to get hundreds of submissions, and then you're going to go through their portfolio. Then you're going to give them your YouTube channel and say, hey, you have to copy our style. You're going to give the 15 that you picked a test. You're going to give them one video and say, impress me. Show me what you can do. Out of the 15 that submit their videos, you're going to pick 3. You're going to interview them, and then you're going to work with them closely for a month until they perfected your style. And then when they're trained, you guys go off fishing, and boom, videos just upload magically, and you get more fishing time. You get more time to do whatever you want. I'm using fishing as an example because I know Matt likes to fish. So
another thing, Jojo, is for the shorts you were saying, download the app Opus Clips, and Opus, you put through your video through it, and it goes and makes all the shorts automatically from it. It's got AI.
I've heard that before. Yeah. OPUS.
Correct.
Yeah, y'all definitely need to use that.
I got 2 guys out in India that make us our thumbnails now, which makes life way easier too. So